Unspeakable Women and the launch of Critical Sisters. So the day today is going to go as follows. We are going to just do some quick intros, talk a little bit about the speakers, and then the speakers are going to talk about their experiences being no platformed or being silenced. Then there'll be Q&As from the audience, and then we'll have a lunch break about 12:30 for half an hour. There's a coffee shop in the actual museum, and there's like some places around town where you can eat as well. And then we'll come back, do some workshops, and then we'll be good to go. We are also doing a raffle today, so if you'd like to buy tickets, the tickets are selling at the front, and we're selling some homemade stuff to raise some funds for us. In terms of Lou's are just round the corner, straight out this door, and left. Yeah. And then fire exit. We're not expecting a fire alarm, so out these doors, and then there's some big double doors, and there's an assembly point just outside those doors. So I'm just gonna hand over to you to talk about how we formed.
So Critical Sisters was formed when, just a few months ago, Sadhu and I met for what turned out to be particularly enlightening coffee. So Sadhu began to explain the frustration of being a left-wing feminist who was critical of the sexism that is inherent within Islam. So the picture she described of both being silenced as an apostate by the religious right and sidelined as an inconvenience by those on the left was all too familiar. There were striking parallels between the beliefs of gender identity and God. The way that these beliefs are interpreted hurt women. To the postmodern left, both belief and God are considered identities. Consequently, criticism of the structures from which they are born is misunderstood as criticism of individuals. In effect, this stifles debate and analysis. As with many other feminists, despite having a critical approach to gender, I was worried that criticising Islam might be racist. What I hadn't understood was that in ignoring the problematic and inconvenient truths that ex-Muslim feminists courageously bring attention to, I was essentially saying that the obvious sexism in Islam didn't affect me or other white women, so it wasn't my problem. The truth that this is both racism and sexism dressed in lefty concerns was a revelation. So after a caffeine-fueled rant, we both left feeling a bit less lonely and a lot more purposeful. And if nothing else, we hope that after listening to the brilliant speakers here today, all of you will feel empowered to talk about sexism, safe in the knowledge that by doing so you will not be hurting individuals.
Thank you. So the reason this event was created is because the silence of women has taken place since the beginning of time. In the past, most commonly by the conservative right and by patriarchal societies. Today, it's done in a more sinister way by the postmodernists and the liberal left, who are supposed to be who are supposed allies, but are far from our allies. So today is about reclaiming our voices and shattering these barriers that we're facing, and giving a platform to those women that are continuously non-platformed. The lineup today is amazing. Really, really excited to introduce our speakers. Victoria Smith is a publisher and a writer for New Statesman. Victoria writes about feminism, motherhood, politics, and mental health. She's better known as Glosswitch from her blog Glosswatch, and she has the strapline of humorless, mummy, cuddly feminist. Miriam Namazi is a secularist, a human rights activist, a commentator, and broadcaster. She is a spokesperson for Iran Solidarity, One Law for All, and the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain. Miriam also creates and broadcasts a social and political show in Persian and English called Bread and Roses. In 2005, the National Secular Society presented Miriam with the secularist you know what I'm saying.
A lot of other people.
Secularist.
Of the Year Award for her specialism in challenging cultural relativism and political Islam. After the Danish cartoon riots, Miriam was one of the 12 signatories of the manifesto named Together Facing the New totalitarianism, which talks about the challenges of Islamism. In September 2015, the student union at Warwick University no-platformed Miriam for fear that she may incite hatred against Muslim students. In 2015, whilst giving a talk at Goldsmiths University, attempts were once again made by Islamists at the Islamic Society in Goldsmiths to silence her. The Islamists that attended the talk made continuous disruptions, heckled, switched off the PowerPoint, and even switched out the lights at one point. No attempt was made by security to safeguard Miriam or remove the Islamist students. In addition to this, Miriam is one of the central women responsible for the inquiry in Sharia courts and parallel legal systems in Britain today. Julie Bindel is an author, a feminist and co-founder of the law reform group Justice for Women, which opposes violence against women and helps women who have been prosecuted for killing violent male partners. Julie also writes about gender inequality, stalking, religious fundamentalism, lesbian rights, opposition to the sex industry, human trafficking, rape and child sexual abuse. Julie refers to herself as a political lesbian feminist. In 2003, Julie was the first to write about transsexual regret in the UK, which highlighted the experience of post-operational transsexuals who regretted their decisions. When Stonewall nominated Julie for the Journalist of the Year award in 2008, there was a picket of 150 protesters. The most recent incident of no platforming experienced by Julie, that is most well known by us, is last year when she was due to speak at the Working Class Movement Library and trans activists petitioned to no platform her. So without further delay, I want to hand the platform over to our wonderful speakers, and then we'll take questions at the end after the speakers have spoken. So Julie, did you want to go first?
Thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation to speak. I'm delighted to be here, and particularly with Victoria and Mariam, two feminists that I greatly admire. I want to start by making an absolute clear statement about what no platforming of us is about. It is not about free speech, in my view. I am not a proponent of total free speech. It's about who gets silenced and by who, and who is allowed to speak. And this is about the shutting down of a particular sort of feminism that I refuse to call radical feminism. I will just call it actual feminism or real feminism, as opposed to the utter bellendery of the liberal postmodernist tosspots. So it's the kind of feminism that will liberate women rather than appease men. And that's why Mariam is shut down, and that's why Victoria is shut down, and certainly me. And there are three things that are central to the disquiet of the idiots that do this censorship. One is the sex trade, because this is about the men's right to access women's bodies, and it spreads further out than prostitution. It is just about their access to us and our subservience. So therefore, if we write against the sex trade from a human rights point of view, that's it. That's unacceptable. We're supposed to be sex positive, aren't we? Because not liking prostitution means that you don't like sex. And we are whorephobic if we criticise the sex trade. So that's one thing. The second, of course, is Islam. Now, I would gladly admit to being Islamophobic if it was an irrational fear, but it is not. I utterly despise and detest all religion, and what I absolutely despise is the white liberal appeasement of Islam as though it is different from, somehow, to be protected, unlike Catholicism, other forms of crazy Christianity and Judaism. And, you know, of course, the third thing we all know is the transgender issue. For the simple reason that this is about men and their right to define women. It's the right of bearded, white, liberal men with penises being able to scream whorephobe, transphobe, Islamophobe at me and others and still be seen on the side of the progressives. This is perfect for the men's rights movement. That's all it is. Most trans people just want to get on with their lives. They are vilified, they are bullied, they are seen as freaks. and often their enemies are our enemies too. But they are not involved in this debate, in this argument, because I would argue that most people who have transitioned, medically, hormonally transitioned, have been let down by the medical profession across the board and are victims of patriarchy and male supremacy. This is actually about the men's rights movement deciding that this is the best tactic to silence proper feminists that they've ever been handed. So when you have people like Owen Jones, the great lefty revolutionary, deciding that he stands with his trans siblings, because it's transphobic to say brothers and sisters, this is so he can actually subscribe to a feminism for men. That's what it is. It's feminism for men. And it is perfect for them. It is perfect. The misogyny that comes out of the likes of Paris Lees, the misogyny that comes out of those that think it's fine to call our vaginas a front hole. This is celebrated by leftist men and women who hate the feminism that's going to stop them climbing through their individual glass ceiling. So the no platforming that I've had, the two that I would highlight that hurt the most, although I do have to say the one in 2008, the Stonewall thing, galvanised the trans activist movement, and I'm sorry about that. Because I didn't ask to be nominated by Stonewall, that I've always despised. It's a conservative group for conservative white gay men. I've always despised Stonewall because they just dance to the tune of mediocrity. But as soon as the kerfuffle kicked off, I had to go along.